I guess we'll start with, when I opened it and, unwrapped all the bubble wrap and all that. You can see the feathers are a little bit fucked up. It's missing a couple, but, I can add more. I can fill it out more. That's not hard. The real issue was the head. Over half the head is broken. Most of the plastic I wasn't even able to find. I was able to glue it up enough to be able to attach one of the eyes just to see what it looks like. But it's just going to be a long process. I mean, I already made a mold of it, and I already made a plaster pool. I'm just gonna have to sand that down, make sure it's perfect, make sure it'll fit over the mechanism. Then I'll make another mold of that. Then I'll make a fiberglass one out of that. Unfortunately, it's gonna be a while because you can't really get the materials right now. But I'll do it eventually. The first thing I really fixed was the body shell. You can see all the metal was bent in because it was caved in during shipping. I just kind of took pliers and I unbent it. And then for the plastic itself, it was cracked into pieces, but I was able to tape it together with some duct tape, which is just kind of a, quick fix. I'm going to have to make a plaster mold of it and make some more on a vacuum former eventually, but, I don't have that right now, so it's going to take a while before I have access to those tools. Hopefully, I'll get it done soon, though. The next thing I did was I kind of took it apart. I wanted to remove the old control system. It ran on MIDI. We don't use MIDI anymore. It's broken. The files were lost on the MIDI sequencer, so it's really just kind of garbage. It also had a sound system, but the controller I want to put it on has a built-in stereo and amplifier and all that, so it's just going to be better. First, I had to remove the amplifier and the sound system stuff, and then, well, I'm just going to let this play. Now I'm just removing the old controller itself. This is, I believe, Midimation. I'm not looking at it right now, so I couldn't tell you. But it's in two pieces. Half of it's a MIDI switcher, and the other half, which I'll take off later, it's a little bit more difficult, is a trigger board, and it has, I believe, 8 or 9 triggers, and it uses the thing that's on an old school cell phone with the kind of spongy buttons. I don't know, kind of interesting. I'm going to use the same thing on my newer controller because it just so happens to have the same amount of inputs, which I believe is 8. I'm actually really excited about my new controller. It has stuff like choose servo outputs, which might be cool for something. I think it has a DMX out, so I can add as many lights as I want to this character. It's just kind of a cool controller. Also, you can upload the shows onto the controller itself. I've always wanted that feature. I've been asking for it for some of my friends who make controllers, but they haven't done it yet, and I'll use this until then. Now I'm taking off the Walkman and the Walkman finger assembly. I actually think this thing is kind of genius and beautiful. It uses choose solenoids to push and pull back a little finger mechanism, which will play a Walkman, which holds the show audio, and there's the MIDI sequencer works at the same time playing the show program. It's kind of genius, but I'm going to show you it better. It's just incredible looking, and it is just so cool. And this is something, it's going to be on my desk. Now that I'm done removing stuff, I just wanted to show you how clean this thing looks. It's kind of cool looking. I'm excited. I almost have enough space to put on a little mini silent air compressor, which might be cool for the future if I want to rent this thing out. Here's a little feature I found out a little bit ago, and this is why it has so many fucking valves for a character that only could possibly, in my mind, have 10 valves. Here it is. It has fucking speed controls. You can see this right here. It goes from a 3-way, which turns the air on and off, to a 4-way, which switches between two holes. One hole has one output, and the other hole has another. Each one has its own flow controls, and that goes to the same hose, making every character have 2 speeds. So it can go fast and slow, which is going to be really, really cool to program. One final thing, this video was like 20 hours of work. I think I already said that, but it's a lot of work, and it's so far cost me a lot of money. If you like this kind of stuff, please do subscribe, and if you like this video, please give me a like. I appreciate you.